All right, so another update on this magnetic bearing horizontal mounted beast rotor. So here's one of the coils that I made before, and it fits perfectly in here. I have to mount it somehow, but I'm printing out another one for this side. So this guy should work really well with that, because there is basically no friction because of the opposing poles down there, or the like poles that are opposing. Yeah, and so this guy is a bifilar coil. The other one that I'm making is not going to be one. I also printed out and made a bunch of these, which are going to be pickup coils. I started out with these, but they're a little bit too small, I think, to be of any good use. So I made these, which are a little taller. These are 30 millimeters, and that should hold a good amount of wire. I haven't figured all that out yet, but that's nice and close. That's as close as I can get it because of these support brackets, but I believe that'll work just fine. And so, and it turns out that it's right at the perfect spot. I think I might have to raise it up just a little bit, but that's not a big deal. I can just put a piece of plastic underneath there and mount it like that. Yeah, so it's coming along. All right, stay tuned. So I have this guy's temporary setup. I have the JL94 on there. Got the magnetic bearings working great. And I just hot glued this guy into place temporarily. And so let's turn it on. And yeah, you can see it's working good. And it is going extremely fast. I may have to slow it down. It's actually working great. Just afraid that's going to shoot magnets off. It shouldn't, though. Yeah, I'm going to turn it down. It's spinning up. All right, I got it down to 10 volts. That seems to stabilize. It's not speeding up now. But yeah, that's working freaking great. So I'm printing out a second magnet, a second coil, or I'm printing out another coil that's very similar to this one, but it's purposely built to fit in here. And I'm going to build two of them, one for there and one for there, and then run two JL94 circuits in parallel. Man, that's running beautifully. Remember, there's almost no friction except for the sides, except for the bearings up here when it's, obviously running on, rubbing on the side of the bearing, but it's being suspended by this guy. Let me see if I can put something in there to show you guys. Yeah. It's working good. Let's turn it up. Right now I've got it on 10, 11, oops, 12.2. I have to rebalance the wheel. You can see that it's not balanced. You can hear that it's not balanced. It's making a little bit of a wobble. I took the counterweights off those were those two washers. But it's working really good. Be my luck as I'm down here going like this, it shoots off a 2-inch disc magnet at me. But yeah, you can see that it's got a constant glow. I can't see any flicker, but the camera, you can see how it's kind of pulsating. Everything is nice and cool. All of the circuitry, the coil is nice and cool. This thing is working beautifully. Yeah, it's amazing. When I turn this off, so it's getting no power now. This thing will spin down like this for 5 minutes. It'll just keep going and going and going. It's like the Energizer Bunny, right? Ding, 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 ding. But I definitely have to balance the wheel. I have to figure out how to do that. I'll probably have to take it apart and balance it vertically. I mean, it looks good, but you can hear it. You don't really see any wobble, but you can definitely hear it. It has a little bit of a wobble in there. Not too bad. All right, I've got this coil glued up because I build them in two halves, the bottom half and then the lid, if you were using that number 16 acrylic glue, which is the best stuff on the planet for gluing PLA. I made a couple of these for coils. I showed you guys these because I'm going to do some pickup coils around here like that. All right, stay tuned. So really quick, back at the 3D printer, I'm printing out some of these. If you remember when I wound my nice coil and I did it really nice, instead of using paper, I just used PLA. And this is like 0.2 or 0.3 millimeters, and it's very flexible and it works really well. And so I'm printing out black versions of these at 100 millimeters, which will go halfway around the coil. And so it would take 2 for each coil of that coil that I showed you. Look at that. You can even see the light through this. That's how thin this is. I think these are 0.2 and these are 0.3 that I'm printing out. Anyway, just wanted to show you that really quick. Ciao.